He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody to our very first session of Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning. So today is a wonderful day, very auspicious day, Mahashivratri, Lord Shiva's day. There are many things they say about Shivratri. Is it the day he appeared or the day he achieved realization? There's so many things. Some say today was the day when he got married to Parvati. So I'm not sure of that, what exactly happened today. But it's a wonderful day to glorify Lord Shiva. He's, as Bhagavatam says, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, means of all the Vaishnavas, the topmost perfect Vaishnava is Lord Shiva, Shambhu. And as we know from Srimad Bhagavatam, when Lord Brahma started the creation, so in the beginning when he didn't know anything, he did tapasya and Krishna gave him the instructions, gave him the knowledge to do the creation, and after that he had to start the creation. So first thing that he did is, Radha Damodar Prabhu, any question? You can unmute yourself. So first thing that he did, he created the first progeny that came from his mind were 4 Kumaras. So 4 Kumaras, they are already self-realized souls. They didn't want to get entangled in this Grihastha ashram. They said, we don't want to get married and start progeny, because Brahma wanted to fill out the whole universe with living entities. So 4 Kumaras, they were the first kids, and they refused. Who did they refuse? They refused Brahmaji. We are not going to follow your order. So Brahmaji was very upset. What kind of, and Prabhupada says, what kind of rascals these sons are? So he cursed them. They'll remain like boys forever. So they are always 5-year-old boys, all the 4 Kumaras. And they roam around like that. And they said, this is very good, because at this age, we are not going to have any entanglements of the sexual inclinations. So it's very good. So when Brahmaji was so angry, so from within his eyebrows, where we put a tilak, this nice person came out, and he was Rudra. And as soon as he was born, because Brahmaji he controls the mode of passion, because he has to do the creation. Well, Lord Vishnu controls the mode of goodness, and Shivji, Rudra, he came out and he was crying. He was in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance, but still he is considered as controller of the mode of ignorance. And as soon as he came out, he started crying. And Brahmaji said, why are you crying? And when he was crying so much, Brahmaji named him Rudra. So this is how he got the name Rudra. And he was crying, and Brahmaji said, why are you crying? He said, give me some service, tell me what to do. Brahmaji said, okay, I am supposed to do the creation, and why don't you start the creation? Why don't you start producing the living entities? So Shivji, being the controller of mode of ignorance, he started with those entities. The ghosts, goblins, those kind of people. And they tried to, and when they were born, they tried to take over the whole universe. They went after Brahmaji. And Brahmaji got scared. He said, what is this? This is not how we start the creation. This is not what I got the instructions from. Then he told Rudra, okay, you stop this creation. Whatever you've done so far, it's fine. But now you go to the forest and do some penance, do some austerities. And when your time comes, I'll let you know. So Rudra went. And Rudra, there are 11 Rudras. And of all the 11 Rudras, these are the forms of Shivji. And they all come out at the time of annihilation, complete annihilation, when it has to happen. Then they all come out and they do their great job of destruction. But then who's Shivji? Actually, if you know a little bit back, when Mahavishnu, who was lying in the Karan ocean, when he exhales, all the universes come out from his body. And when he inhales, all the universes go back from the pores of his body. So all the universes are there, but the universes are empty. So Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, he enters each and every universe and fills half the universe with his perspiration. It's called Garbhodak ocean. And then from his navel, this lotus flower comes up. Brahmaji appears on that lotus flower and the creation. Brahmaji makes all the 14 planetary systems and all the different species of life. But the species of life he makes, but the living entities are still in the body of Mahavishnu from the previous annihilation. So then Mahavishnu glances at every universe. So at a given universe, he glances, and with his glance, the living entities come from his body and they enter this particular universe. But the universe is in 3 modes of material nature. This is material creation. But Lord Mahavishnu, he does not want to come in touch with material nature. So the glance, it is called, the glance that brings the living entities from the body of Mahavishnu to the material universe, the personification of that glance is Sadashiv. Sadashiv lives in Kailash, which is part of spiritual universe, and he comes as a service to Mahavishnu. He brings the living entities from the body of Mahavishnu to the material universe. So sometimes in Shiva Puran it is said that Lord Shiva is a creator, is an original person, from him comes the creation. In a way it's right, because he brings the living entities from body of Mahavishnu to material universe. And in the material universe, because the supreme Durgaji, so he brings the living entities through the yoni of Durgaji. That's why in the Shiva temples, we always worship Shivling, and underneath is yoni. That yoni represents Durgaji. So in Durga Puran, it says all the living entities come from Durga. Well, yeah, in a way it's right, because they all come from the yoni of Durga. They all come from Shivling because Shivji claims them. But originally they come from Mahavishnu, and this is explained in Vishnu Puran or Shiva Bhagavatam nicely. This is what people don't really understand. So this is position of Sadashiv. So Sadashiv is kind of an expansion, we can understand, or is a form of Mahavishnu, but with a little tinge of mode of ignorance, because he comes in contact with this material universe. Otherwise, he is not under material mode of ignorance. There is no way. But he just comes into contact. It is explained just like if we add some culture to the milk and it becomes yogurt. Now in yogurt and milk, constitutionally there is hardly any difference. So from milk can come yogurt, but from yogurt we cannot make milk. So that that culture, that is addition, is a mode of ignorance that comes slightly in touch. The Shivji comes in slightly in touch. And that Sadashiv, he expands himself and enters each and every universe as Shiv, Lord Shiv. And his basic, because he comes little bit in mode of, comes in touch with the mode of ignorance. So the kind he wants to associate with people mode of goodness, he wants to serve the devotees of the Lord. But the service that he got from Krishna is to take care of ghosts, goblins, these kind of people. And he lives under a banyan tree. He associates with these people in crematorium. He puts the ashes of crematorium on his body. He keeps these snakes around his neck, all over his body. He wears this garland of skulls, human skulls. There's another reason for that. First, he wants to be very merciful, like in the story of Kartamuni and, no, not Kartamuni, Kashyap and Aditi. Diti and Aditi. So when Diti wanted to have this union with Kashyap Muni at the wrong time, and Kashyap Muni did warn her that this is the time when Lord Shiva goes around the whole universe and he takes all these associates, bad ones, who somehow don't get the body. And when we have the union, sexual union at this time, then Lord Shiva directs those entities in the womb of these kind of mothers, and those people take birth. So until the womb is purified by different processes of Garbhadan Sanskar or chanting, other processes, then these kind of entities, they take birth from the womb of these kind of mothers who don't follow the process of Vedic culture. And this is actually the mercy of Lord Shiva, because he has so many of these associates and he has to make sure they give birth and they get on with their lives so that they can come back to self-realization. And another service of Lord Shiva is because he is the Lord of all the demigods. He is considered Mahadev. So all the demigods, what they do, when somebody pleases them, somebody worships them, they have to give the benedictions to the person who pleases them. So Lord Shiva is very merciful in that way, in a wrong way. It's not a wrong way, this is a service. His another name is Ashutosh, one who gets pleased very fast, very quickly. So when these asuras, when these rakshas, they tend to worship Lord Shiva because first of all he gets pleased very nice, fast, and he gives lots of benedictions. But they don't know, these asuras, these demons, that these benedictions actually work against them. But it's the mercy of Lord Shiva, at least when these demons worship him, either these demons get killed by Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu. So this is a, like Gaur Govind Maharaj in one lecture said, this is a kapat mercy, kapate mercy. It's mercy, but it's full of some kind of twist. But people generally don't understand. They say, oh, we're going to worship Lord Shiva for that. And then Lord Shiva is very merciful on devotees, because when the time came for churning of ocean, when demigods were looking for nectar, and the first thing that came out of the ocean was this ocean of poison. It was huge poison, very concentrated poison. And Lord Vishnu himself, because he knew Lord Shiva, he knew the service attitude, although Lord Vishnu could have swallowed that ocean of poison, no big deal for Vishnu. But he wanted to glorify Lord Shiva also. So he took all the devotees and they are demigods, and they all went to Lord Shiva and he asked Lord Shiva, please save these demigods and save the universe, and please drink this poison. And Lord Shiva, it is said in Bhagavatam, he carried the whole ocean of poison in his hands and he just drank. And from some of the drops of the ocean, they just fell on the ground, and from that came all the snakes and scorpions. So they took that poison. So Lord Shiva, when he drank that ocean of poison, he knew in his heart resides Lord Krishna, because he is a pure devotee of Krishna. And he didn't want Krishna to feel the poison. So he kept the poison in his throat, the ocean of poison in his throat. He didn't let it go down. So that's why his throat became bluish black. So his another name is Neelkant, one whose throat is bluish black. Although his body, some places it said it's milky white, and some places it is said it's golden color. So I don't know exactly what is the color of his body, but his throat is blue. And as I said, because he associates, so he gives his association. He doesn't associate with them. He gives his association to all these ghosts and all the people of the crematorium. So sometimes he does some activities just to keep them in his association. They don't go away. So sometimes it is shown, or it is also written, he smokes ganja. So these people are happy that they can associate. Because, people who are drunkard, they like to associate with drunkard. They are not going to come to the temple and start kirtan, associate with devotees. So Lord Shiva wants to give them the association. So sometimes he smokes ganja. So that's why many times, like today also, it's going to happen all over, if not all over the world, at least all over India. Those who are supposedly followers of Lord Shiva, they'll drink all this bhang, they smoke ganja. But this is not right. We have to understand the mood of Lord Shiva. This is his service to Krishna. Out of his service to Krishna, he is doing that, not for his own sense pleasure. And moreover, we cannot imitate Lord Shiva. If we want to imitate Lord Shiva in his activity of smoking ganja or drinking bhang, then we also should be able to imitate him when he drank this ocean of poison. At least take one drop of that poison and drink it. Then you are eligible, one is eligible to smoke ganja. Or like he keeps the snakes around his neck. So let's put one snake around this neck of all these people who want to smoke ganja and imitate Lord Shiva. They cannot do that. And moreover, since Lord Shiva is such an exalted devotee, it's already such an exalted devotee, he's a Param Vaishnava. So more advanced a devotee is, tougher the service becomes. It's when we are a little bit devotee, we are given service, okay, do this, chant, or clean the room, or do something. More advanced one becomes, because Krishna knows now he can take more responsibilities, more challenges, and he can be glorified nicely. So he is given more service and tougher service. So the tougher service for Lord Shiva, when Krishna orders him, go to the material world, go to earth, and preach this Mayavad philosophy. Lord Shiva never wants to. He is a Vaishnava, and he has a Vaishnava Sampradaya also. It's called Rudra Sampradaya. And the main Acharya of that Sampradaya is Vishnu Swami, or right now it comes under Vallabhacharya. But Krishna tells him, go preach this Mayavad philosophy. And Lord Shiva said, no, I cannot do that. This is complete bogus philosophy. Krishna says, no, this is my desire, this is my wish. You go and preach. So Lord Shiva then comes as Shankaracharya and he preaches this Mayavad philosophy. It's called Prachan Bodha philosophy, means it's a hidden Buddhist philosophy. And actually in Buddhist philosophy, what happened, Buddha said, do not follow Vedas. If Vedas recommend animal sacrifice, do not follow the Vedas. Shankaracharya came, he said, no, Vedas are right. So follow this philosophy of Ekatvam. We all are one. So it is covered Buddhism, but he at least tried to establish the Vedic texts, Vedic principles, Vedic teachings back. Although in a wrong way, but he tried to establish. But towards the end of his preaching of this Mayavad philosophy, he could not contain himself. He himself, towards the end, he told his disciples, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhagavate, that you all should worship Govinda. There's no other way. And also in Shankaracharya's writings, he did mention Eko Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. In Introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has quoted that verse, that there's only one Shastra, that's Devaki Putra, means Krishna's, Gita means Bhagavad Gita. And there is only one mantra chanting the holy names, and there is only one person to be worshipped, and that is Krishna. So he clearly said that. And during his pastimes also, he over and over again, he has established this fact that Krishna is supreme or Ram is supreme. And many, many pastimes are there. Just like during Ram Leela, when Lord Ram was in the forest, Sita was just kidnapped by Ravan, and Lord Ram and Lakshman, they were looking for Sita, and they were very much disturbed. Lord Ram was crying, and he was embracing the trees. He was asking the animals, "Have you seen my Sita? Which direction Sita has gone? Have you seen? Please tell me about Sita." So Lord Shiva was on Kailash, and he was watching all this Leela of Ram, and he started smiling. And when he started smiling, his wife Sati, at that time it was Sati, she was sitting next to Shiva. She said, "Why are you smiling?" Lord Shiva said, "Well, see my Lord Ram, what kind of pastime he's performing? He's performing a pastime just like a human being whose wife has been stolen." So Sati looked at Ram, and she said, "No, it's a person whose wife is stolen. He's not the Lord. Lord cannot cry like this for his wife." Shiva said, "Sati, you will not understand the pastime of Lord. He's behaving just like a human being. He's enjoying these pastimes. So don't." But Sati said, "No, I have to go and test." Shiva said, "Okay." So Sati came to this forest where Lord Ram was looking for Sita. Sati took the form of Sita and sat under a tree where Ram was going. And when Lord Ram reached that place, he saw Sati. And Lord is Lord, Ram is Ram. He saw Sati, and he paid all respects to Sati. He said, "Mother, what are you doing alone in the forest? Where is Shivji?" And Sati, she heard this and she felt so embarrassed. She said, "Oh, what did I do? I made an offense." And then she paid obeisances back, and she came back to Kailash. So Lord Shiva asked Sati, "So did you go? Did you do the testing? Did you find out if it's Ram or not?" Sati said, No. I just followed your instructions. You said he is Ram, so I understood he is Ram." She didn't want to tell the truth. So, but Shivji, she said, no, she cannot just follow my instructions. Let me see what happens. So he went into trance, and then he went into the background, he just rewind the tape, and he saw this is what happened. Lord Ram paid obeisances to Sati and called her mother. And then Shivji said, "Oh, my Lord called you mother, so I cannot accept you as my wife. From now on, I'll treat you as my mother, because my Lord called you mother." So that was another embarrassing situation for Sati. Now what to do? So this was a reason, this was one of the reasons that when she went to Daksha's yajna, she left her body there because Shivji would not accept her as his wife. So she had to leave that body. And then she was born again as Parvati, and then Shivji accepted her as his wife. Many times people say, why did Lord Ram worship Shivling at Rameshwaram when he was going to, or when he came back after killing Ravan? So Lord Ram worshipped Shivji as a matter of respect, because Ravan was a devotee and a disciple of Shivji. And then secondly, he wanted to establish the position of Shivji as a supreme Vaishnava, supreme devotee, and he wanted to show to the world how to respect a Vaishnava. So this is why he worshipped Shivji, Shivling, to tell the people, to show to the people how to respect Shivji. So Shivji is Param Vaishnava. If we all get a chance to go to the temple of Lord Shiva today, we should go worship him, but worship him as Param Vaishnava, not as a Supreme Lord, because he himself doesn't like anybody calling him Supreme Lord. Because once he told Durga ji or Parvati, of all kinds of worship, the best is the worship of Vishnu. Aradhanam Sarveshram, Vishnu Aradhanam Param. But of all kinds of, but better than that is the worship of his devotee. But that doesn't mean devotee is better than Vishnu. Vishnu is always the topmost, or Krishna is the topmost. Just like in Ramayana also, when Ravan had to fight with Ram, so a night before, he went to Lord Shiva, he went to Kailash. And he said, Shivji, you had promised me that whenever I'm in trouble, when I'm in war, and you will come and protect me. Tomorrow is my final war with Ram.
Prabhuji left.
Hare Krishna, it's over. Hello?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we are not getting your voice.
I think Prabhuji probably had some internet connection problem because it shows that he's left the meeting.
Oh, he's there.
He's there.
There, he joined, but we are not able to see him.
Okay.
Yeah, just wait a few minutes, maybe his network